As you know, there's some rising racial tension with the world and people and what's going on. And I got a platform and I like to talk about things which are possibly uncomfortable. So if you don't want to sit in and hear this conversation, then you should leave. But if you do, and hopefully you can learn something and I can learn something as well. But we're just going to express that. Hasn't everybody felt at the moment, yeah? See the rise in racial tension, which is online, yeah, is at an all-time high. It's at a point where they want people to attack other people. And when you think about it, it's for what reason? Like, there's many scenarios where you've got on with someone else from a different race, and their race has not come into the part of the day at all. You didn't want to know, you didn't care, it didn't bother you, but now it bothers you and it's a problem and you must stop it. When did we start taking it upon ourselves, yeah, to move like that in life where, all right, someone's doing something and I don't like it. So I'm going to get up to the point where, do you know what? I'm going to get so worked up. I'm going to leave my house. I'm going to use my spare time to do that to that other person. That's where it's gone left. It's gone mad. People have gone mad by thinking that they can take that level of responsibility into their own fucking hands. Well, you know, them hands you will go to jail for. It's dumb. I couldn't sit back over this time and not say that I personally don't see all of this stuff, what goes on online. You know, I was on TikTok before came on here and I thought, wow, there's so much stuff. Palestine, obviously, which is really bad. There's all this people being just overtly racist towards each other, telling people to go back to their country, telling people they want to make something great again. So, okay, you feel that's your job to do, get on with it. That's my only thing, is get on with it, because the rest of us as people, yeah, we've kind of realized at this point in life, unless we're leaving this earth, yeah, where the fuck are we going? Where are we going? Most places on the earth are starting to get like overpopularized with people. Yeah. So where are people going? If anybody's getting up or going anywhere. That argument never made any fucking sense. Because sense would tell you, you know, if people left the economy, yeah, it will drop even lower than what it is now. So only when I've got older, I've started to like look at, you know, paying bills or adult life seriously to some degree. So it doesn't help the people that want change and want change in a better way. Like, yeah, there are some of us who are not happy with some things what go on, but generally, most of us normal civilians, we don't police. Do you understand? Police are supposed to uphold the laws of the land and the things what are going on. It's not civilians' job to be doing that. But I understand that how life is, yeah. A lot of the cards what you dealt are not fair ones. So a lot of people have come up on, you know, hard work, luck, putting that time, that energy into building a new life when they do go somewhere. And to restart that again, that's just mad for them. No one wants to do that. No one's even interested in doing that. And it's weird how words, a few situations can incite people to that degree where you're just willing to let everything go on the fucking, you're just willing to let everything go, basically. Everything like what you've worked for, your house, your car, your money in the bank, you're willing to go jail on the wing, bang up at 6. All of that vibes just to do something what you felt you was passionate about. That's something what sounds like you might regret later. You know, I don't. And I couldn't tell people like what to do in that situation because they're their own people. Do you know what I mean? People want to are fully grown adults and they want to go out and they want to do that. That's cool for them, you know. My thing is, I'm never going to be the person to ask you what did you achieve from that. Guess what? I'm like you. I don't care. I don't really care what people do in those actions, because a lot of the time in life we've seen people's true colors in it, and their true colors is how they want to be. And I think more people who give them attention, it just makes them think like, oh, I'm getting what I need from this situation. It's hard not to not see it and think to yourself, wow, shit's getting out of control. It is getting out of control. We can all tell that it's getting out of control. But what's going to calm people back down from like the sense or the state what they're in now? Because we're all in a state of like, you know, we've seen I've seen the stuff what has went on in America, and I'm not American in it, so I don't have zero to say on it. Never seen this person before. Like, it's dumb for me to start talking about it. But I realized the tension what is in America exists in the UK 100%. Like, as much as people are friendly, because there's loads of friendly people in the UK, London, that's where I live, you do get your one or two standoffish people, and people have made the way they feel very vocal with people. Do you know what I mean? Whether that means losing a few mates or whatever, it's kind of like something what they're willing to sacrifice. Shout out my South African, South American, sorry, brothers, and my North American bros who are on now. Shout out everyone that comes on the chat and goes live. That's TE. Big you up, bro. My point of coming on today to have this conversation was just to ask yourself, innit? You know, like, I've had this conversation a few times with my partner when she's told me about some things, what she's seen on social media when it comes to like how people are acting and all that, or the posts what people are making. Don't get me wrong, people try and troll, they try and bait people out, they stalk people's pages. I understand all those things happen and above. If people speak out and people want to, you know, but isn't that part of like speaking your mind or saying what you want to say? Freedom of speech. Not that we actually don't have, well, we do have freedom of speech to some degree, but I mean, if people are speaking their mind and they're being mindful of people, yeah, there's not really going to be much backlash. But if people be a character which is like a narcissist, a racist, a prejudice towards certain demographic of people, you know, everybody's got a phone nowadays. Everybody can make a message, shouting, screaming at the phone. Oh, I fucking hate these people. Cool, man. Look how you look. That's all I gotta say. Is just look how you look, innit? And what is really accomplished by that? You know, I don't care what's accomplished by it, but I see how it triggers a lot of other people into a frenzy, but also into a state of mind of some part is panic. They're panicking because they don't understand why people are got this type of energy towards them, because it came out of the blue. But it never really came out of the blue, because it always existed to some point with most of these people. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a tolerance rate which people have, and then there's a point of like, oh, fuck it, everyone can get it. And when you think about it, it never needs to be that deep, but there are enough people in this world or in England right now to push that agenda so it gets that deep and it gets underneath people's skin. People have seen how fickle the news is and how news things actually manipulate and change how you feel about the day, right? So the BBC, they're like prime for doing this, yeah? So they'll put on something about Muslims, and they'll put on something what has nothing to do with today, but it's related to Muslims. But there was no Muslim news today. Do you get it? This is just an example. I've seen this loads of times. This is why I don't really watch the fucking news or anything like that, because your agenda today is not my problem. I'll be honest with you. I have my own problems day to day, and I'm trying to deal with them first before I understand what the hell everybody else is going through. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I must deal with what's on my plate first to be able to process and possibly have time to take on whatever else is going on. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not a person that like would sit there and be like, oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not oblivious to the news and what's going on. I definitely do see news updates and understand what goes on in the world, periodly, not just alone, just in London, but looking at it looking at it from the last 6 months, yeah, it has been very racially covered, you know, when it comes to the Gaza thing, obviously, when it comes to Israel, when it comes to speaking about Muslim people. And on top of that, when it comes to like a black issue, which had nothing to do with anything, I think some black people have learned obviously to stay out of this, you know, like I can't talk on the stuff which happened in America most recently because I'm not American. It has nothing to do with me. It was what I saw, and I did see something. It was horrible. It was horrible. I'm not even gonna lie. That was horrible, man. Horrible. That's the only thing I can say about that. What I saw was horrible. Again, I'm not showing like super empathy for the person. I don't know this person. Never heard of this person before. But you all know who we're talking about. But yeah, I think that was horrible. Period. Bottom line, horrible. Horrible thing to witness at all. I mean, it was disgusting. But the world's got these people now who they're just different. They're on a different level, you know. It makes you think about your safety, even as a normal person, because you think if these people of power or so-called power or people of status can have these things happen to them, anybody can kind of have them happen to them, which is a true fact, you know. So it makes you wary, but no one should be living in fear. A man shouldn't be living in fear of another man. Neither should another woman. That's it, period. Like, we're not here to all be scary characters. I get it. Some of us have got strong opinions about others, and we feel as if we use the internet to voice that. And, you know, if that's what digital footprint you want to leave on the internet, that's your business, man. I'm not a person to kind of think that I can govern other people or say to people, oh, we should stop doing this. Who am I for anyone to listen to me? At the end of the day, I do what I feel is right for myself, and I would tell the things which I feel are right to my audience, but also the rest of the people that follow me. Because I find when I do talk about race, yeah, it's not my main subject to speak about. But again, this is like a life thing which happens to so many of us, yeah? Like, we go through like fucking turmoil times, or you don't know who to turn to. And hearing someone obviously speak about their experience, yeah, at some points it's fucking comforting, because you realize you're not the only person who goes through that. And that's why I make these videos, because I know that I can't be the only person thinking that the racial tension, just like in the world, is fucking tightening up, 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 up. And it's always someone trying to make someone look super bad, you know? If we don't know already by now that as humans that we're not always all good people, I don't know, we all need to go back to fucking school if that's the way we feel. Personally, I understand that a lot of people do this divide and conquer, and if you turn this person against this person, you can do business with them behind all these people's backs, and you can get super rich where you won't even need these people anymore, but they don't even know that they're funding your life. the world works in mysterious ways, and I think sometimes the more you learn about things which weren't subjects which you wanted to stumble on, it's like Pandora's box. There's so many theories about who funds who to do what. I mean, come on, unless you're a detective, man, what is this all about? And all of that stuff is out there to see. People can't really hide that type of things. I get it. If you go looking for something, you'll find the answer. And I think what people kind of need, yeah, they need a little chill, man. People need to think about it, innit? Like, has everybody got enough time to go against each other? They haven't. Of course they haven't. They wouldn't want to. Like, people are just turning you and hitting nerves with people. And I get it. A lot of these things which happen in life, which are going on now, which are being documented, are very they're very traumatizing to fucking watch. Yeah. Whether it be people in the war or whatever, it's traumatizing to watch for anybody. So in their head, they're thinking the worst because you're getting to see the worst. And the worst is not nice at all. But we've only got this earth to live on. We ain't got nowhere else to be going. Some people have got to start coming to more of common grounds with each other and fighting the issue and not talking about your feelings and shit when you want to, oh, but I feel that like these people. Is there any concrete evidence that this person or that person's done that? Yes or no? Yes or no answer. It's not a you think or you've done some research, because you've got a fucking normal day job like everybody else. When have you found this time to do this research? What database was you allowed to enter into which you got these people's information from? Come on, man. Make it make sense, man. Because if everybody starts looking up people, you'll find some things what you didn't want to find. But the internet is at that stage now. You know, like, you see a lot of people going to the marches, which, you know, I'm not really against them types of things. If that's what you want to do within your spare time, do it, man. Be part of something. Say that you wanted to be there, be present. But I don't know what type of impact it has on changing and getting people the results what they wanted. You know, this weekend was about making England great again or something like that. So, you know, I don't know if they got it done. God knows. It seems like it was the same the next day after. I'm not even taking shots at people. It seems like it was the same day. The next day after, everything was fucking the same. You know, other people who didn't believe in your march or the march thing what was going on were clowning at other people online. It's just like it becomes a bit of a childish fucking game, to be honest with you. A game that only certain people are playing. And you know, some people, a lot of us are watching, because you watch and you wonder what's going to go on next, innit? Hopefully, you hope the situation doesn't escalate and there's some type of peace in the manner, or you need people just to calm things down. But I guess it's just coming to a point and a time when people are starting to feel to themselves they can't get along with each other, which is, it's crazy, because if there was a time of in need, yeah, like, I've worked in hospitals before, and this is a perfect example. If you're on a time of in need, yeah, and there's an Asian doctor, and you're like a white person, you say, I don't want the Asian people to, or I want a white doctor. We haven't got any white doctors, so you're just gonna die tonight or something. That's no one wants that to be the ultimatum on how someone wants to continue or stop their own life. I mean, that's crazy. Let's be honest. It's never that deep. You know, we can get help from each other, and everyone has helped to build what is England today and what is America today, because America should only the only real American people, they're indigenous people. Everybody knows that. That's the real American people. Like, and the real British people, we don't know. I'm not really sure who they are anymore, because everyone's been going everywhere. So yeah, you see that with people's surnames, man. You start searching people and you start looking for people's surnames, and their surnames are not even British, English. Do you know what I mean? Which there's nothing wrong with that. And if you still want to call yourself British, there's nothing wrong with that neither. Because I call myself British because I've represented Great Britain on a number of occasions, which I'm very proud of. I'm not going to ever say that I wasn't proud of that. Those have been some great moments for me. You know what I mean? I played God Save the Queen a few times when I've been on the stage, on the podium, getting them gold medals for England, for sure. And I'm proud of it, but to see what it is now today, yeah, I mean, I thought about this myself, yeah, is that when you go on holiday, yeah, and when you tell people like, oh, I'm British or I'm English, yeah, they're like, oh, fuck. And it's probably from the stigma what people get from us, as in like we're rude or we've got an attitude or some type of stigma which isn't always true, man. So to debunk that, obviously we've all got to start to get along with each other, innit? And that was my whole point of this whole summary of this racial tension, innit? I feel that the news and a lot of like outlets push fucking negative vibes between us, no matter who it is. At the end of the day, these other people, they pull big strings, innit? Like us as normal civilians who work alongside each other, whether it be an Asian man, whether it be an Indian man, whether it be a Chinese man, whether it be a black man, a white man, Irish man, just people. Got to get along at some point. Because again, this question of where's everybody going to, it's a nonsense thing. That ain't going to happen. What's going to happen is that people are going to start to realize that people are playing you against each other to deviate so they can do other shit. That's what I've always felt. I'm not a fairy person or nothing like that. And again, it's not like I watch the news to watch politics or anything like that. It's just my views, innit? My views is just that they do that shit so they can be doing other shit. And so you won't know. Because distractions, like at a magic show, don't allow you to see the fucking trick. And I think a lot of us are missing the trick. And that's not me trying to get on some politics shit or some like stuff what's going. I'm just saying it how it is that a lot of us are missing the trick. They're doing other stuff. And when you think about us as people, we've had to get on for a number of years, quietly, in our own corners, doing our own little thing. It's never bothered anyone. It starts to bother people when we start pointing the finger and starting to think that this set of people is better than this set of people. This set of people's got privileges and these other people ain't got privileges. Like I told you, man, you go to a hospital and you need an operation, yeah? You can't pick out what doctor you want, period. That's on God. Like, you get the one you're given. That's it. Unless you're doze long, which most people's not in that situation. You can't pay to have this specific person. That's that, man. That is that. But I didn't address the small-minded people in this video because I don't want to rage bait people into dropping comments on my shit and saying, oh, I think you're not. Listen, it's not time for that, man. It's time for a conversation where we understand our differences, but want to move on admirably as people. Want to get on, man. People got things to do. Christmas time's coming soon. People want to spend time with their family, enjoy good times. It's the only time you're going to get off from work. It's the end of the year. Like, why we want to get more? Why do we want to increase this tension amongst us when it's not really been like that before. I get it. Some people are inciting you, innit? You have to think for yourself in this time, man. You know, you can't always take what you hear on the net and what other people are saying as gospel, man. Obviously, the energy's changed a little bit, most definitely. People are starting to feel like, you know, these messages or what that person said, and it can trigger you. I've purposely not said nothing, and I've been waiting to do a little video. It's not because I like talking about race. It's just that when I've jumped on my social and I've had a word with you guys and we spoke about race, we've kind of been on the same page, which is a good thing at the end of the day. I feel that us being able to talk about difficult conversations, which is what's going on now, which is quite a difficult conversation, which is the racial tensions which people are putting out there. They're starting to divide people. They're starting to make people look at other people sideways and say, oh, well, yeah, I'm not really sure what that person, you don't even know them. You don't know, I don't even know some of these people. So to be getting worked up about these people, to be having this much amount of energy for them, I don't know, man. We've got other things to do. I've got to go to the gym and all that. I don't need this person on my mind. What for? Living rent free in my head? No, thank you. You know, we deal with the bigger fish. I just want to know what other people's thoughts are at the moment, you know, because I know that other people have been dealing with this time and these situations, what have been going on differently, whether they've just not been on TikTok, because TikTok's algorithm is crazy when it comes to something like that. You watch one video and it will just show you tons and tons and tons and tons and more. And I think if you go in the comment section, people are being proud about how they feel, which it's your business, man. It's your business, you know. Like, it's not my business ever to govern people. I know that there's fools. I know there's dickheads. I know there's idiots, innit? People just pick one, whichever one they want to be today, innit? It's up to them, innit? Like, there's always going to be consequences for people's actions in life as we've all become adults now. There's always going to be a knock-on effect, whether it's down the line now or it's karma finding you a bit later on in life when you get a little bit older. That's when it's going to be a real hitter, because, like I said, I've met people who have like views which they keep in to some degree, but when they're around certain people, they want to express it out. They want to tell people, oh yeah, I don't like all this shit and da-da-da-da. Listen, I'm not a politics person. I don't really give a fuck because I can't change anything from what I'm doing. I'm not in a position to do that. So yes, we might be able to speak about it to some degree, but if you're talking about things about how you feel when it comes to race, that's all a feeling thing for you, innit? So that's a personal thing for you. I can't change that. And sometimes I might not want to hear it neither as well, because I feel it's this conversation which gets had sometimes amongst uneducated people, but people who are not even understanding what will be better for the situation. Like, you don't better everyone by moving everyone away or saying locking everything off. Like, you do things properly. And anyway, I've always said, look, let the little police boys do their job, because that's their job, which is to uphold the law of the land. Once I learnt that one time, yeah, I'll never forget it. So the police are meant to uphold the laws of the land in this country. And if they're not upholding the laws of the land, you need to hold these people accountable. No one else is accountable for that. That's it. Well, I'm not a policeman. Never try and be a fed, ever in my life. But yeah, I just wanted to talk on it because it's a subject which has definitely been flying around in it. You know, a lot of us have had to see stuff online. We've had to view stuff which plays with your mind, man. You can't say it don't play on your mind, man. You can't say it's not a subject which you've had a conversation with most recently. So I would appreciate if my people that drop comments, you jump in the comment section And we talk about it, man, because I do feel that racial tension is getting high for a lot of people. Like I said, a lot of different races being brought up into a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on, obviously, at this present time. But people must kind of like stay calm, man, and not bite to the media or bite to like things which are online for you to be bait for, you know. And again, arguing with anybody who you don't know is very dangerous online because you don't know these people, and it got a lot of like fucking like malicious people. Like people are fucking about and they're finding out. What they're doing is they're finding people's faces, finding their business, searching them on the internet, then like getting them sacked or getting them whatever. It's been happening in America. It's obviously happening over here if people be putting up certain posts and all that. And just people just trolling people. So just be safe when you're online, innit, at the end of the day, innit? There's no need to invite something towards you if you don't want that type of smoke. Yeah, that's what I've got to say about that situation. But keep doing what you're doing, people out there. You know, we've all got a friend from a different race, which we ain't trying to let off at any time. Like, I've got Asian mates, I've got white mates, I've got Indian mates. Because of all the tension and stuff what's going on with other people, I'm not gonna stop talking to my mates. They ain't ever done me anything. Do you know what I mean? Being upset at a race of people is a bit crazy for me because I've lived and I've grown up around multicultural people. So I've always had to sit back and had to learn about the people before you start to judge people. Do you understand what I mean? That's my MO on that thing. But I want to know you guys' comments in the comment section below. But how do you lot feel about racial tension at the moment? Do you feel that it's rising? Do you feel that social media is pushing it? Do you feel that TikTok is fueling it? No, I'm joking. TikTok is pushing it hard, but that's because the algorithm's crazy on TikTok. But I definitely feel as if like there is a lot more posts being made about things like this. There's been a lot more televised stuff being made about it, and yeah, I just think that some people are definitely going to be triggered and traumatized by some of the stuff which we're seeing online now. Again, it's not even cool for some of the young people to be seeing, man, because they're thinking the world what they're growing up in right now is fucked. Might just be, bro. But us as people, we're probably going to be the only ones to fix it because the rest of the other people, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. So make sure you give a fuck and subscribe, like, and drop a little comment underneath. I want to know what you guys thought about this chat today. This was just one which kind of like popped to my mind. So I thought, let me talk about it because I'm not shy to speak about issues or problems which go on. I think there's always a way of being polite about your message. And like I said, I say it how it is, and that is it. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next upload.